Hey everybody. There seems to be a lot of confusion rolling around about the RPE, or the rating of perceived exertion scale, that we have you fill out at the end of your training session, you know, the one with the little dial. So we thought that although all of this is in your training manual, maybe it would be worthwhile to throw together a quick little FYI to supplement that. First off, what the numbers actually mean in the context of training in here, and keep in mind that different people, like different training companies or different trainers, are going to have different scales. So this is relative to what we do here at True North. So in that frame, the warm up, your ramp, is going to be about a 3 effort. All right. Now, if it was mobility and you were just staying on the ground the whole time, it may be as low as a 2, but because we do try and get you up and get you moving, it would be about a 3. Maybe going into a 4 if we have you doing some sort of lane drills up and down and things like that. But by and large, the ramp, the dynamic warm-up, is going to be about a 3. The hardest that you can train during a training session would be an 8. So that's when you are pushing your limits either in the weights or in the Metcon. That would be an 8. And generally speaking, the 6 and 7 is the sweet spot for you to be able to make progress, elicit some change, but still recover properly to keep that change rolling. If you're always training at your maximum training intensity of 8, then it's kind of like being on the hamster wheel. You're never going to get anywhere. You're going to sort of plateau, and then potentially not just plateau, but you could start to see performance or results start to fall off because there is no variation in that intensity. Similarly, if you are never reaching a 6 or a 7 effort and you're always at a 4 or a 5, you're probably not working hard enough to generate that change. So again, in week 1, where you might want to be a 5 because you're learning the exercises, you're not sure about the weights, you're watching the videos, you're getting some coaching, and by the end of the program, whether it's 4, 5, 6 weeks, you might be putting in a couple of 8s or a few 8s because you're really maxing it out. You want to stay sort of in that 6, 7 range when you're training. Now, if you do an event, if you run a race or something like that, that might be a 9 effort, but you can't hit a 9 during your training session. It's just not something that we think you can actually do. If you do hit a 9 during a training session, you have exceeded. You probably don't finish that training session. And likewise, if you hit a 10, that's only going to happen during an event, and there's probably extenuating circumstances to make it a 10. And you likely don't finish the event. It's too hot, and you overheat, and you have to stop the race. That might make it a 10 because it's a max effort that you're putting forward, added to by those external influences. So if you look and you see that you're recording 9s for your workouts, you might want to rejig your scale a little bit, reevaluate. And also, you don't always want to be at 1 effort, whether it's a 6, a 7, an 8, or a 4. Always being at 1 effort means that there is no variation in intensity, and again, you're going to plateau because you are Team 1 speed. You're training at that 1 effort. So yeah, I mean, that about sums it up. That's like the overview. There's a lot more nuance to it than that, but these are just some quick guidelines that you can use when you're trying to record your scale. If you're not sure, feel free to ask us. We're more than happy to try and help you sort that out. Look at your training manual, and as always, train smart, train hard.